For more than 30 years, Kashmir's Hindus, the victims of a ghoulish genocide, have been denied justice. Politics of appeasement meant that a xenophobic attack on Hindus was never probed because it would have shattered myths. One such myth is that the troubles in Kashmir are political in nature and not religious. Quite opposite is true. And this movie Kashmir Files exposes that. The fact is that some have and are weaponizing Islam to turn Kashmir into a caliphate. Then there's another myth, viewers, that no one ever wanted exposed. And that is that Kashmiri Hindus were targeted or are being targeted not because of their identity, not because they're Hindus, but because of their privileged status in Kashmiri society. Now that narrative was also spun by many viewers, some in the media. And the word Hindus was never really used. It was always Kashmiri Pandits. The word Exodus was used and not, viewers, genocide or Holocaust. Today, viewers, Kashmir Files has exposed this whataboutery. But justice will continue to elude Hindus till accountability is affixed. And while the film has had a cathartic effect on a large number of moviegoers, it's not going to deliver justice to anyone, because the perpetrators are all out there. They've become poster boys, feted by the Latvian set. They've become cause celebras for a misconceived movement. And viewers, of course, some have profited. Bitta Karate, several others have profited. Their loved ones given government jobs. Yes, viewers, that has also happened. We will continue the campaign for justice by identifying those that need to answer. You will hear a startling disclosure that suggests that the Congress betrayed Kashmiri Hindus at the altar of political expediency in 1988. The son of Justice Neelkanth Ganjoo, one of the first victims of the genocide, has told Times Now that then Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi put his friendship with then Chief Minister, and I'm talking about 88, Farooq Abdullah, above the welfare and safety of Kashmiri Hindus, even though it had become clear to everyone that something terrible was afoot. Viewers, I spoke a short while back to Mr. Ganjoo, and this is what he said. Pay attention to his words. Mr. Ganjoo, I've been following your comments very closely. And you've said that then Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi, when he was in China in 1988, he seemed to suggest that he was willfully not acting to secure the lives of Kashmiri Hindus and the Pandit community. Can you elaborate on this, sir?
Yeah, actually, the then senior journalist, Mr. M.J. Akbar, had accompanied him to China on his visit, official visit as Prime Minister. And while they were in the aircraft on board, so somebody raised this remark, informal chit-chat with the Prime Minister, what is happening in Kashmir. Every day there is some problems, these shutdowns and other things, and some of these blasts and everything was happening those days. People were really very upset and harassed. So Prime Minister said, well, we are really concerned and things are not good as they should be. And after saying all that and showing concern and other things, then he said ultimately, but then what can we do? After all, he's a friend. So this was narrated to me by M.J. Akbar when he had come to Srinagar on a visit, and on his way back to the airport, on way to Delhi, we incidentally met at a place, and I asked him, with what memories are you going back from Srinagar to Delhi? He said, forget about what is my experience of having visited this place. I will tell you what Prime Minister has said. It is in that context.
Now, when you talk about the friend, who is the friend? And what was the context?
Obviously, the friend was the head of the government in Kashmir. That was Farooq at that time. And he didn't name it, but it obviously, you know, the government was, they were friends, and he said, we are friends, so we cannot perhaps take a more radical action or something.
So this was a conversation you had, of course, with M.J. Akbar, and obviously you did not know at that time, Mr. Ganjoo, that you would lose your own father to this this pogrom.
Before, that was much before that. You're right.
Yeah, it was much before that. Now, you know, you lost your own father. Justice Ganjoo was a person who had sentenced a top criminal and convicted him. And this was clearly a reprisal attack on him. But it started a chain of events, did it not? It started a chain of events.
Yes, before that also, you know, before this killing of my father was done, before that there were so many incidents, and government was not that serious about tackling the issues. You could see every day there were so many, I mean, hand grenades thrown on our house in Karnataka before that. So there was no proper security. Just a constable or somebody who that was, there was absolutely no, it was free for all.
Free for all. Now, let me come back to Rajiv Gandhi. Of course, M.J. Akbar told you this. And when M.J. Akbar told you this, do you believe that Rajiv put his friendship above Farooq?
That's what M.J. Akbar told me. He said directly, he said, I'll say what the Prime Minister said, not what I have seen is already not so gloomy. But this is what Prime Minister of India has said, told them when they were on their way to China in the aircraft.
So let me ask you, do you believe that Rajiv put his friendship with Farooq Abdullah above the interest of the Hindu community because Jagmohan had warned him about instability in Jammu and Kashmir quite often?
I don't know whether it was his willingness or it was his immaturity of the Prime Minister. Either way, you know, the repercussions are there.
Yes, the repercussions clearly now captured in this movie, Kashmir Files, of course, bringing it to life and confronting us with one of the worst. Yes. A
willing approach, I wouldn't be able to say that. But obviously the influence is there, what we all see.
Well, Mr. Ganjoo, thank you very much for speaking to me and sharing this insight, very damning disclosure. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Rahul. Thank you so much. Thank you.